James Tynion, Matthew Rosenberg, Otto Schmidt, Simone DeMeo, Danielle Di Nicolo, and Rex Locus finally reveal the Vampire Lord's true identity as the Bat family gather to figure out their next move, but Batgirl's recent team up with the Suicide Squad reveals some more startling information. James Tynion and Matthew Rosenberg finally reveal to us the big bad who has been working in the background of this series since the get-go, and boy, the reveal did not disappoint. It was a genuinely great reveal as to who the Vampire Lord is, and one that has a lot of emotional weight for many of our characters behind it. Thanks to the reveal finally happening, the book feels like it can finally get going, which is a weird thing to say given that the book is now half over, so the reveal maybe should have happened a little sooner than it did and not been strung along as much as it was. Thanks to the body count almost doubling this issue though, I'm really looking forward to seeing who will be our main focus going forward. Some of the characters obviously did survive, so they'll stay around, but obviously we'll be getting more new characters to join the fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing who that will be, and hopefully it's some more lesser known heroes and villains. Otto Schmidt, Simone DeMeo, Danielle Di Nicolo, and Rex Locus all come together to deliver a fantastically bloody and brutal issue filled with some great looking action. Otto is in charge of the big reveal here this issue, which gets a full page devoted to itself and is wonderfully depicted through the use of shadows and a hell of a lot of blood. DC vs. Vampires issue 6 turned everything upside down with a genuinely surprising reveal and impressive bloody body count that has me excited to see where the story goes in its final 6 issues. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. DC vs. Vampires issue 6 heads to Gotham Harbor where the Bat family reunite with Alfred, who asks about word from the others, but Bruce tells him they haven't heard anything yet. Alfred wants to clean up Bruce's suit and get rid of the yellow paint covering it, but Bruce doesn't want to get rid of it just yet in case Green Lantern returns. Jason knows that the sun will be up soon, but Bruce thinks it won't matter since the vampires will be coming for them tonight. Nightwing arrives asking where Barbara is as the Suicide Squad meanwhile battle their vampiric partners with Batgirl, who can't contact her team thanks to the comms going out when the power did. Boomerang thinks that they can take down Parasite and King Shark since they outnumber them, but Harley knows that they are the two tougher team members, and a guy with sideburns and a frisbee might not stand much of a chance. Waller soon is able to contact the team, so Harley tells her about the vampire teammates, getting Waller to blow up their neck bombs and kill them. Boomerang realizes that Harley didn't mention that he was with them, so his bomb goes off as well, killing him. Harley says that she forgot he was there despite just talking with him. Robin meanwhile barricades the entrance to their hideout, but Damian knows it won't matter since someone like Wonder Woman could just rip the roof off. Jason wants to be ready for anything as they hear a knock at the door, finding Green Lantern and Wonder Woman inviting themselves in, wanting to talk. Diana tells Bruce that they are friends and it doesn't have to be like this. Oliver wonders if it was like this with them with Barry, but Hal knows that that was an accident because of who they are now, but they can still help Bruce and the others if they join them, and that they will soon see. He tells them that they could accomplish so much as immortal gods and all the good they could do for humankind and vampire kind. Batman still refuses, so Green Lantern attacks the Bat family as Diana ties Bruce up with her lasso, knowing he cannot defeat her and he's getting slow, almost like he wanted to be caught. Bruce knows he did want to be caught, so Diana demands the lasso make him tell the truth, asking if Bruce has dreamt of being a powerful vampire of the night. Bruce says he has as Red Hood clicks a trigger, knowing this is all part of the plan as giant floodlights activate, burning the vampires with their light, as Batman is freed from the lasso and Cassandra uses the rope to tie Wonder Woman up. Green Lantern manages to put a construct around him and Wonder Woman to shield them from the lights burning them to death, grabbing the heroes with his tentacles as he asks what Batman's plan was since the light won't stop them forever. Batman knows that he's making assumptions since he assumed that the lamp would slow them down and Hal assumed only people in masks would stand up to him. Alfred suddenly appears, cutting Hal's arm off with a yellow-hued axe and depowering him. Batgirl meanwhile stakes all of the defeated Suicide Squad members so they don't get back up. Deadshot reminds the team the job isn't over until they find the Joker, but suddenly he falls back through a hidden doorway, finding the Joker has been killed. Batgirl realizes that if he's not the Vampire King, then who is? Tim meanwhile thinks that what they are doing to Diana is cruel, but Damian reminds him that she tried to eat them. Hal tells Oliver that they won't win and him beating him won't matter, since when the time is right, the king will give his signal and they will emerge from the shadows. Oliver still says he beat them, and the enraged Hal says that they have Superman now thanks to Bruce, wondering what he will do when he arrives. He reveals they have everyone, so Batman wants to contact the rest of the League to meet them there, since there is strength in numbers. Oliver tells Hal that he wants to understand and see if any of his friend is still in there, and Hal assures him he is still the exact same person, he has just changed. He remembers all of their shared memories and adventures together, and Oliver was afraid of that since his friend is trapped inside, and he knows Hal couldn't live with what he did to Barry. Oliver stabs and kills Hal, telling him he's doing it for Barry and for Hal. Batman tries to console Oliver over what he did, but he doesn't want to hear it, wanting Batman to talk to him once he's had to put down one of his people. Batgirl contacts Batman, telling him they found the Joker, but he's dead since the vampires killed him, meaning that he wasn't their king. She knows all of the clues and evidence they have found so far was meant to lead them to think that the Joker was behind it all, but the true vampire king is really one of the Bat family. Batman calmly tells Barbara that she did a good job, hanging up and telling the rest of the Bat family that she knows where the Joker is. Suddenly, Nightwing stabs his hand through Batman's chest, telling Bruce that it's time they both stopped lying to their family. Eating the blood from his hand, Nightwing knows that he could have turned Batman, but he knows that he would never have trusted him as the Bat family attacked. Damian tells his father to hang on as Nightwing grabs Cassandra, telling her this is silly since he was better than all of them when he was still human. He breaks her arm as Oliver returns, telling Alfred to get them out of there, knowing that Batman definitely had an escape plan. Nightwing catches the arrows Oliver shoots at him, reminding him that he could have just said no, not sure if he wants to turn him now after what he did to Hal. Tim asks Dick why he's doing this, but Dick knows that their father would have just killed him once he found out he was the Lord of Vampires, and he defended himself and prevented a genocide that Joker would have committed as a vampire lord. Tim knows that he passed all of the tests that Bruce gave him to prove that he wasn't a vampire, so Dick reveals that they were too caught up in the Bat family that they never bothered to look at their other family, the Titans. He shows him a vial of Starfire's blood, knowing that taking a few drops of it allows him to hold a cross, touch holy water, and walk in the sun. Nightwing crushes Tim's head under his boot, telling the Robin that he can now be so much better than him. Alfred readies the Bat sub outside as Oliver tries to grab Damian, but the Robin confronts Nightwing, intending on killing Dick for what he did to Bruce. Nightwing thinks that he should have listened to Oliver and left as he grabs Damian, biting him and killing him. Jason hands Cassandra off to Oliver into the Bat sub, knowing that he will stay and try and hold Nightwing off. Jason battles Dick, who knows that the man can't win since he was always better than him every time they faced before, and now he is godlike. Jason knows that he was always holding back, beating Dick down, as Dick again asks him to join the vampires since he needs a new lieutenant, but Jason tells him that he spent years living in Nightwing's shadow, and now the man wants him to spend eternity in the same shadow? Jason pins Dick to the wall with his baton, knowing that everyone said that he was the best to ever do it, but he always knew that someday Dick would screw up worse than any of them. Dick thinks that he's got some issues to work through, and he can do that in an eternity as Wonder Woman grabs Jason from behind, biting him. Jason still refuses to be turned, but Dick won't let him die since he's too valuable of an asset. Wonder Woman forces Jason to drink her blood as Dick assures him that this time it will be better. Jason, however, tells Oliver to do it, and suddenly an arrow pierces his heart, killing him as Green Arrow tells Alfred to take them underwater since it's over now. Nightwing allows them to run, knowing all he wanted was just one of his brothers to join him. Diana knows that Damian is still alive, but barely, as Dick wants the others to begin their plan. Superman meanwhile obliterates the White House as Firestorm begins mass burning the world's forests and jungles to cover the daytime sky in a thick black smoke, shielding the vampires from the sun. Nightwing knows that the heroes will discover the war is already lost to them before they even knew it begun, as the humans will look to the blackened sky for a dawn that will never come, and then they will know that their time is at an end. Looking at the rising sun, the Lord of the Vampires knows that this world is theirs now and the eternal darkness has begun.